In Grand Blue Versus, there's a new feature that's called Easy Input, where instead of doing some motions with the D-pad to do a special, a player is only needed to press a special button and a direction on the D-pad. This brings a lot of controversy because now players who uses easy inputs gets bullied for being a screw-up and not using the input that is harder to execute. So I'm just gonna make this short video where I make the list of the pros and advantages that each type of inputs provide. Then you can decide yourself which inputs you want to use. Let's start with the easy inputs first. Number 1. Easy inputs takes less time to execute. It doesn't matter how good you are, but physics are physics, and pressing a single button will always be faster than doing a motion on the D-pad. This means players who greet for technical input Dragon Punch will get absolutely clapped by Lancelot mains. Meanwhile, if you use the easy input, you might make Lancelot mains uninstall. Again, before coming to the second reason, I want to mention that people make fun of it because it's called easy input. So from now on, let's call it fast input instead. Because that way, as a Lancelot main, I don't feel like trash when I see single-digit skillful moves at the end of my fights. Number 2. Your specials are actually harder to read. If you see a small child going back, it probably means they're about to charge. If you see a fat boy going back, it probably means they're about to charge. If you see a Lancelot going back, you guessed it, it probably means they're about to charge. But when you start to do fast inputs, you can go forward to your opponent, making them think she's not gonna charge, then bamboozle them. This works too specifically for down specials, because the enemy can see you crouching for a split second and react towards whatever down special you're gonna do. Especially if you're a Lancelot main, because Lancelot down special is punishable. Very punishable. Yeah, I don't want to get near any Vasaraga mains, dude. Number 3. They're easier to do. This is the main reasons why beginners should do fast inputs first, because well, you can still win games without much practice that involves putting bandages on your fingers. Easier to do also means you can do them more consistently too. Because let's face it, humans aren't perfect, and that's exactly why stuff like this can happen.
Can I super skybound art, please? Fuck. Oh, bro. There you go.
And that's about it for fast inputs. Now, off to the technical input side. Number 1. The specials will have less cooldown. Having less cooldown means you get to use the moves more frequently. This means you can do combos which wouldn't be possible if you were to do fast inputs, like Lancelot's 6k from a DP, and Grand's 236L into 236L into 236L. Number 2. Some specials will deal more damage. An example is Fairy's GG and Ladiva's special grab. But there are also a lot of specials that doesn't get this advantage, so you can go ahead and lap your characters to find out if they actually have damage advantage over doing technical inputs. Number 3. Some specials will have better OKIZEME opportunities. A short example is Grand's DP, where if you were to use the fast inputs, my 2L here won't connect. But if I use the technical inputs, 2L actually connects here and I can follow up with more attacks. And that's about it really. Overall, fast inputs were given as a feature, so advanced players can still use them in certain situations because technical inputs do not power creep fast inputs. And overall, input choices isn't the number 1 priority that decides how good you are in versus. So don't sweat it and play however you wish you want to. Like my friends have said to me, you play games to have fun, right? Number 4. Deadly.